I always want to check these out. You see a lot of the anti-MLM girls do these where they're like, I infiltrated a pyramid scheme so you don't have to. And what they do is they log on to an open invite for a Zoom conversation. And then, you know, they just expose on their live stream how it's a scam and all this. And you know what? We're going to take a look at this together. So I've never seen these, and I want to break these down. I joined an Amway pyramid scheme so you don't have to. I want to look at something and it's semantics, and it's the intention of all this. And thank God he used the word scheme versus scam. Just keep in mind the definition of scam as defined by a quick Google search. Dictionary, Oxford Languages is scam, a dishonest scheme, a fraud. Definition of scheme, a large-scale systematic plan or arrangement for attaining a particular object or particular idea into effect. So when we look at those, can we talk about the fact that a scam is dishonest and a scheme in general is not? And when it comes down to the word scam being just completely overused today, as far as I'm concerned, look at like CoffeeZilla's content. All you have to do is scroll, scam, scheme, scammers, scam. Everything is a scam to this guy. And it's the trend now. It's pretty much how, you know, things go in the world of working. If you do not succeed, clearly it's a scam. So it's not your own fault. It'll never be your own fault as long as you showed up. If somebody said, hey, if you put in the hard work, you will be successful. There's a saying at a wrestling gym I was coaching at that said, those who stay will become champions. And it's like, so what? So the kid who stays the entire, that's a scam. It's a wrestling scam. So scam is the word that people use who are just too lazy to ever sit there and accept personal responsibility and accountability. It is what it is. Let's check this out together. This is, so I joined an Amway pyramid scheme so you don't have to. This is by Jen, G-E-N. And let's take a look and listen to what he has to say.
People, all they care about is like, this is not like some small white lie. It looks like a coin a lot of ways. Like the dark side of it, I got to see a lot of it.
All right, honestly, I couldn't decide whether or not I should make this video because it's low-key embarrassing as fuck to talk about. It's a true story of how I got wrapped up into a network marketing group, otherwise known as a pyramid scheme, and this is what I learned from it. So before I get into the story, let me just kind of set the stage. Like, what exactly is network marketing, multi-level marketing, or pyramid schemes?
You, if you've been following along at home for the last several videos, you should be able to identify this right now. It is simply direct selling to your network. It's sales and recruiting. That's it. Direct selling. You're leveraging your network marketing. It should be just called network selling, but it is what it is.
Back in the stool.
Basically, network marketing and multi-level marketing are the same thing, that it's essentially a business strategy where someone at the company who was also recruited previously by someone else then recruits someone like you to join, and the cycle continues as more and more people join and growing the company. In theory, you earn money by selling the company's products, and you also earn a percentage of sales from all the people that you brought to the company. Therefore, the more people that you bring, the more money you make. You see the picture? All right.
That's phenomenal. And that's it. Thank you for actually being so honest and showing what it is. That system is not a scam. That system is not a fraud. That system is not illegal. That system is not anything that it should be negative. It's the idiots who've been doing it for decades with all you got to do is recruit two people. You get two people. They get two people. And then, you're going to be a millionaire in your next 6 months. Those are the people that we need to go do. No, you got to go. Those are the people that we need to expose. But in that short animated presentation, that's legitimately the entirety of network marketing and the integrity behind it. That's it. It's those who screw it up for the rest of us that I have a problem with.
So how did this all begin? About a year ago, literally a month into moving Austin, one of my college friend's older brothers DM'd me on LinkedIn out of the blue. Let's call him Jay. Never really spoken to Jay, but nonetheless, we started exchanging messages, and eventually the conversation shifted towards our goals, like our long-term plans and blah blah blah. He proceeded to then tell me how he's been building this side hustle with the help.
Yeah, remember, this is the stuff I can't stand, where the people who disingenuously slide in, have a conversation with you, and then they label your presentation. It's like, dude, you were just, man, why couldn't you just say you're trying to get in my pants the whole time? Remember, I keep saying there's a direct relationship between sex and sales. And then listen to me very carefully. If you're female, it is what it is. There's an innate male assertion done properly, respectfully, where if a guy flat out tells you his intentions off the bat, you're probably not going to be as offended or disappointed later on down the road when he gets in your pants, then doesn't call you later. But if a guy's like, listen, I'm only interested in one thing with you, and you know what that is, it's physical, you're going to go, well, all right, hey, listen, I'm not interested, but I appreciate you not wasting my time. That's the same direction I look at network marketing. Why are we lying when we can tell them up front what we are looking to do?
From a couple in the Midwest that he met, and they're helping him build this wildly successful e-commerce business. He said, Gen, you know what, you seem like an ambitious and humble guy. Let me see if what I can do and introduce you to them. And yeah, you know, at the beginning it definitely felt sketch, but I was pumped. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So when Jay sold me that dream and a vehicle to get there, I was hooked.
That's the number one problem we have in this industry, is we keep trying to sell that dream, but no one knows how to get there. I have a very distinctive dream that I want for a business that I want to open that I've never been involved in. No idea how to do it. But if I just dream, am I going to manifest it? I don't believe in that crap. I have to study it. I have to learn it. I have to be like, okay, this is what I'm required to do for it. So there's a lot behind it. The one thing I cannot stand with the network marketing space and what has been done for decades with the people at the top is they sell the dream. They always, what's your why? You got to dream. Okay, yeah, but what about all the minutia steps in between that it's going to take to get there, and the years, if not decades, it will take to get there? They never talk about it. It's the pain points and the dream, and they have you so back and forth like you're being just a tennis match. You're being volleyed or whatever it is, backhanded, and then slam forward, back and forth over and over and over again between your pain and your pleasure, and your pain and your pleasure, and you're so stupefied over with their presentation. You're like, I want to do it. All it takes is two people. That's how they get you. They simplify what it takes to get to completing your dream and getting away from pain. Keep that in mind if you're in network marketing, and if you do it, and I catch you, man, I'm going to make you a highlight of one of my videos. Do not leverage someone's pain and give them the golden goose with what you're offering. And then, well, all you got to do, don't be the savior who swoops in. If you do that, you are ruining the industry, and trust me, I'm coming for you.
Fast forward a couple more messages and Zoom calls, and he then finally introduces me to this so-called mentor. Let's call him M. We then had like 5 to 7 Zoom meetings called the vetting process, where I essentially had to prove myself to earn mentorship, and if it even made sense for both of us to give me this opportunity to launch my own
I agree with
business as
doing
part of
that.
their group. I mean, look, it's easy now to say how obviously sus this all sounds, and I cringe at how naive I was. But in all honesty, what really drew me in was about the impact that both Jay and M would talk about, how much this business has impacted their growth, and how it can empower others. And also, I was just really drawn by the idea of mentorship, of getting to learn from someone who's already created success. I was definitely, I mean, it's obvious, I was absolutely naive, but they really sold me this dream, and I was sold.
Yeah, network marketing comes after people who they're looking for something to belong in. I talk about the 3 C's all the time: cash flow, commerce, and culture. And culture is the number one. We got to change that, right? But it's a culture of people who, like the people that I'm involved with, and it's always been this way, it's always female dominated. The women do not have strong sales skills. They're very much into love and energy and, friendship. And we know that that's disaster for business. And they stay at the same rank for 10, 15 plus years. A lot of them are the same rank that I knew when I started years ago. And it's just, It's not sales. It's not aggressive. It's not masculine. It's not, you got to go after it and you have to do, we don't talk about, if you can't see how the sausage is made if you have a weak stomach. That's sadly the network marketing space they never tell you about. So they go after people who are highly impressionable, idealist, daydreamers. Hi, me, Pisces who loves to fantasize and romanticize stuff. I was an easy target, but I also do my homework. I also research. And if I want something, I have to determine how to really get there. It's like, oh, this is the struggle. Let's do it. A lot of people then go, oh, this is a scam. I'm getting out and I'm crying about it.
So as you can see in these messages, just like how Jay recruited me for a few months, I did that whole reaching out to my network to build my business. And this meant recruiting people to be under you, whether that's through people you know or complete strangers you find. And at one point, I remember I even had a goddamn Excel spreadsheet of potential people that I can reach out to. That's how bad it got. So what are examples of some network marketing companies?
Remember, I said that's a good thing. If you have a spreadsheet of people to reach out, remember, it's not to recruit them, it's how to serve them. What can you do for them? I'm backwards. Hey, again, you got a YouTube channel needs to be grown. Awesome. What do you need help with? You need me to comment on some of the videos so the algorithm searches? Excellent. You need me to share some of your content? Great. Awesome. All I do is in return is I want you to let me pitch you. If good, bad, or indifferent, you criticize my pitching because if I'm good, you're going to have an interest. If I have integrity behind it, you're going to have an interest. But it's like, what can I do for you first, right? That list that you have, it's about how you can help people first, not how you can recruit them.
I'm sure you've heard of them and know someone that's in it, whether it's Mary Kay, Avon, Arbonne. The company I was associated with happened to be the biggest one of them all. It was called Amway. If you feel like you've heard it, you definitely have. They're so big that the founders, the DeVos family, own the goddamn Orlando Magic. I mean, you name it, whether it be fitness products or CBD cream. There's hundreds of network marketing companies and they all sell all sorts of shit. But really the products aren't important. What's common about these network marketing companies is that it's all based on getting people under you, recruiting people so that you can make a bigger pyramid and really create more money. To stay active,
there's not a single lie he just said. He's right. Remember, it's the method. If you get a bigger pyramid under you and you're the top of your own pyramid, that goes back to the people at the top are making money, even though that's semantics. But everything he said is correct. So when you go into, your anti-MLM debates or you're playing this through your head and you're new in the industry, or even if you're new and you're existing and you're trying to actually explain stuff to your team more, don't lie about this stuff. This is the truth. You're trying to build a network underneath you. Pyramid, it's actually arch is the strongest structure known to man, but a pyramid strength is that the more pressure you put in the top, that base is there to take the pressure, put it into the earth, and that you just cannot collapse it. So it would behoove you not to build a strong, well-trained base of integrity that you put the work in. But so far, everything he's saying, there's nothing wrong. I have nothing to criticize. He is labeling. If you remove, the flash, if you just took the text out and you put it on paper where there was no tonality and there was no cadence or rhythm with the way you're speaking, it's factual. Everything he's saying is 100% factual. We have to stop denying this and just talk about that it's the method and the sensationalism and emotion that people put behind it that's the legitimate problem.
As an Amway distributor, or IBO they called it, it meant having to purchase a certain amount of products for ourselves every month. But not only that, I had to subscribe to an educational podcast where they taught us mindset and how to build our business. On top of that, we also had to buy expensive ass
I don't mind that either. If you look at him, I know personally Andy Frisella. He is a friend and I've been to his organization, First Form. And First Form is probably the single greatest company I have ever seen operated. From it's in its standards, right? It's standards. So if you want to work for First Form, they have standards. I mean, I don't believe I saw janitors there. They had their own employees vacuuming around the desk and cleaning stuff and up and dusting. There's gyms at First Form in St. Louis, and the plates that have First Form on the top and the bottom, if they're crooked, if they're at like a 2 o'clock position, that's ground for termination. You got to put them on the weight tree and then put it perfectly at 12 o'clock position. So they have standards, and they also require for growth from their sales to read, I believe, 10 pages of whatever book they're all reading for that day. So that's standards. Other people who have standards that a lot of people can't stand, and I'm going to say this, and if I lose you, I appreciate that. I'll talk about it more in depth later. Andy Elliott, Wes Watson. There are certain gurus out there that are taking a beating, but their message is personal standards. So if you can get rid of the hype and the emotion and the flash and all that kind of stuff and go, okay, what are they advocating? Andy Elliott's saying that he would never work with a person without abs. Well, he's advocating standards. He said if he finds out you cheated on his wife, he'll fire you. He's advocating standards. Wes Watson is out there flashing his, McKellen, and he's doing 200 burpees in the morning and this and that. Standards. Their bark and everything is all personal. It's so that they could be their, what's Watson's, the 3 R's, ripped, rich, and rare. Yeah, it's narcissistic. It's, to me, I'm like, yeah, I think it's fantastic that some man out there, regardless of the delivery in his message, is pumping this, I'm rich, ripped, and rare. Okay, dude, I'm not. You are, I'm not. Why am I hating on you? Because you have standards I don't. So do I have different standards? When it comes to this, I understand how people, because I was a part of it. Oh, we all have to listen to this and this training call. And it was the same thing I said in the last video with Darren Kidd. It's not where you go. It's how you get there and all that stuff that they do. There's the double talk and ambiguity in the messaging. So I get that. But if we stop and we go, I'm going to read, Anthony Robbins, Jim Rohn, or John Maxwell books, and I'm going to learn personal growth and development. That side's good. Ed Milet, fantastic. But you have to have the counterbalance as well, too. That's all the mindset and the internal. Now, when you want to put it to play, what about guys like Gary Vee? What about the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort? Flat out, hands down, there is not one person out there who is a better sales trainer than, and that includes myself, than Jordan Belfort. He's just the best. Oren Clough for pitching. How do you present? How do you come into a room of people who they've never taken? You're 22 years old. And they're like, I'm not going to listen to this kid. Why would me? I'm 50. I'm going to listen to a 22-year-old kid. But your demeanor, your personality, your professionalism, Oren Clough could teach you that. Dan Pena, legitimately. What is the psychology of your background that's preventing you from taking action and just effing do it? So there are value in these. Don't get lost in them, because you'll then be susceptible to a condition called analysis paralysis, where you just read book after book after book, read audio tape after audio tape after audio tape, or on their videos, excuse me, that shows it dating myself, and you're not going to do anything. There'll be no action. So there has a time and place for these, but what he's saying, again, is correct. It's a lot of flash and grab.
Tickets to live conferences once a quarter in these conference halls, and as you can imagine, it was culty as hell. But honestly, that took me so long to realize. It wasn't until I told my ex at the time that I was involved in this whole thing, and that's when it finally hit me that, look, this whole thing is based on manipulation, abusing the trust that you have in your network. So I quit.
Not going to disagree with him again, because look, how many times are you told by people, Fraser Brooks, Darren Kidd, Eric Worre, to contact your friends and your family? They're the worst ones out there. And your Fraser Brooks is very big on for the friendship. I'll use it all the time. Aaron Bees, who's an anti-MLM network marketing, top whatever percent, she will tell you so much about Jesse Lee Ward that she just video after video after video. She scammed. There was a time that Aaron Bees would swear that Jesse Lee Ward was her best friend. And Jesse Lee Ward has never said anything bad about Aaron Bees. But when you don't reach the level of success you think you were promised, now you got to go out and start talking crap about people. That's the problem I have with this industry is, and I'm not blaming Jesse Lee Ward. She's dead. She can't defend herself. I am blaming Aaron because she knew better, and she self-admitted to the fact that she manipulated others in a fashion that was unacceptable. The problem I have is if we're going in with friendship and then the friendship doesn't pay the bills, it doesn't leverage the work that's being done, can you as the person who recruited accept that? You should be able to and go, okay, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm not going to do it again. But the two things that happens is either you You recruited the person in and you pressure them. Like, I thought you were going to go to the top with me. You push and you push and you push. Why aren't you making your calls? Why aren't you doing this? Or you just turn your back and go, you know what? Not doing the work. That's fine. And so the person that you brought in now under that friendship feels, wait a second, you just turned your back on me. Why? I thought we were going to, or why are you pressuring me so much? So yes, there's manipulation or influence. We want influence. We want to influence somebody's decision in a positive way to make something that makes sense for them. I'm never going to sell. If somebody goes, hey, it's a money issue, I'm going to go flat out, listen, I'm going to push you and I want your transaction. So can we have a conversation about the legitimacy of money? Either tell me, hey, you're broke, or and if it's too personal, or just if you're not interested in buying. Because what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to have you spend X amount of dollars to join something. And then you go, it was my last couple $100 for this. Wow. And now I'm broke. So there's integrity behind this. There's way too many people out there to do this the right way with, but the friends and family crap has got to stop.
Thankfully, I was only in it for a few months and never recruited anyone. But the reality is that there are people who actually spend years in this shit and successfully recruit a lot of people under them. And I'm sure that we can all agree that someone like that will really know what's going on in these network marketing companies. Recently, I did exactly that.
I was just like, oh my God, like, I felt like the wall was collapsing because I trusted these people so many years.
I interviewed a gentleman by the name of Hugh Zhang, who in 2018 left his wildly successful network marketing business that at its peak was running around $1 million in revenue. He had hundreds of people under him from all different states and countries. So I interviewed him to hear about his experiences in network marketing after 12 years and the dark underbelly that ultimately made him leave.
Says she know me again, a lot of these companies, I'm glad he chose Amway, Herbalife, the one I'm with, all these that have been around for a while. When you join these new ones, they're not going to be around that long. They're going to be around for 2 years. They're going to promise you everything, and then the owners are going to disappear. Flat out, Dallin Larson. I'll say this quite a bit. Who was with Viseo. That was a company I was with. I do not respect the practices of Dallin Larson, who opened up a third company, and it was marketed. We marketed him on, well, this is his third company. He made $1 billion with his first two. Then he sold them, and we brought all these people in. We brought Manny Pacquiao in, a couple of other Olympic athletes. I can't remember who else. But those were the selling points. And literally, after they had their conference, which I don't go to, they had a conference in January of 2022, I think it was. Yeah, 2022. The next thing you know, 4 weeks later, the company sells. Dallin Larson's gone. You can't find him on social media, anything at all. The people who are underneath him, Frank and Cindy Sosanek and the Roushes and all these people, the Untermeyers, the people who sold this stuff. And yeah, I'm going to name names. I always will. Francois and Ricky Untermeyer, Frank and Cindy Sosanek, the Roushes. Everybody just kind of knew what was going on and they left, because that's what happens in these network marketing companies. For the owners, it's good. They come in, they explode, they use all the hype and they grow, and then they sell the company, they disappear. That's why I knew in my gut, this is not, I want to go back to X, Y, and Z, to a company that had 50 plus years in business. If you're going to do network marketing, you have to find out how long a company's been in existence. If it's one of those things where people are talking, well, it's new, it's groundbreaking, you get in the first floor, I would never do it. I would go into Amway. I would go into Herbalife. I would go into all the other ones that have been established for quite a while. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So keep that in mind when you listen to people who come in an industry and they're in it for a couple of years and then they wind up going to a new one. You also have to watch, I'm getting all over the place, you have to watch those who are leapfrogging from company to another company, to another company, to another company. And it's like, why are you switching so many network marketing companies so long? That's a problem.
Marketing, probably like the top 0.1% or so. So out of all the people in network marketing, I was one of the few people that actually make money, because the myth about most people lose money is quite true in my experience.
Did you look for a certain type of person? Right.
Like, it's kind of like they offer you like all the things an ambitious young person wants. And then later on, I started also seeing that they also teach us to target international students. The problem was that was not the whole story. And when I get to see, obviously, the other side after 12 years, I saw the other side of things that's not shown. And that's eventually left to me, leaving the business. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's actually dive into that. What was like your main catalyst for leaving?
In this organization that I was part of, they were actually targeting international students for over a decade to recruit them to join network marketing businesses, basically making legal claims that was entirely false. Like they would tell international students like, oh yeah, you can build network marketing business here in the US even as international students.
The problem I'm having with this video right now is I'm glad he's doing this because you should have your eyes open, but he's misleading everyone. I joined a pyramid. Well, he is what he isn't. Yeah, he's doing a network marketing tactic. I joined an Amway pyramid scheme so you don't have to. Amway didn't scam you. Amway didn't. So now you're interviewing somebody who is openly admitting that their tactics were less than reputable, but you didn't show if Amway was doing the same thing. So I don't like the tie-ins of these two things. So now you're just automatically assuming that a network marketing company this guy was a part of that I've never even heard of that was using tactics to target a certain type of people. Okay, is it legal? Well, is going after students legal? I don't see why it's not. As long as you are not saying, yes, you will make money. Yes, our products will cure your disease. It will make you taller. You will lose weight. As long as you're not doing that, you know what? Sadly, we can't control everybody out there who has no integrity. So, but to put these two together, it's kind of showing that, man, you're claiming that Amway operates the same way, and to my knowledge, they don't. But we'll continue.
Student, it's legal. Don't worry about it. It's not a job. You can do this. And a lot of international students, they're like 19, 18 years old. They just came to the States. They didn't know about the laws enough, and they would join. And eventually in 2018, before I left, one of the person that I knew got deported.
Yeah.
Actually have to leave the US because, he was investigated. And it turns out that, his involvement in network marketing business was strictly against his immigration status. So he basically got kicked out.
Well,
and that's when
that's not the company's fault. That's his fault. He's got to look at his immigration status and what he's responsible for. Now you're okay. So I want to hear more.
Really first time found out that building network marketing as international student is illegal. I was just like, oh my God, I felt like the world was collapsing because I trusted these people so many years.
You should know in your company where you could do business and where you can't globalize. I don't do anything outside of the US. I just don't.
And I didn't realize they were capable to lie about something like this. This is not like some small white lie.
Everyone lies all the time.
You tell, right? This is like a serious issue. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this organization and I'm out, basically. So I told them I'm leaving. Right away, they try to handle me. Basically what they're saying, like, oh, just go away quietly so that we can continue to grow a business, you can keep making money, They're trying to downplay this and try to not cause any issues. And then I didn't do anything for about maybe 8 months to a year. I kind of trying to see maybe I still have some hope that maybe these people will try to do the right thing, maybe. And then what I saw the following couple of months was they didn't do anything about this. They literally didn't say anything. And they continue to recruit international students just like normal. That's when I realized that, if I don't do something about this, there'll be thousands and thousands of more students getting scammed and putting themselves at risk without knowing it. That's when I put out a podcast in May, basically, broadcast to all the people that follows me, let them know that, look, if you recruit national students, you are effectively putting them at risk of deportation. They are just like any other, scammy business people. All they care about is making money.
But
okay, that's the video, and I'm fine with everything except for the comparison. He didn't claim there's a comparison to Amway, so it is what it is. Everything he said about Amway is true. It's a system. He laid out what the system was. There is a problem with the way that people do that. They try to friend you, and they try to leverage that friendship, guilt you, manipulate you into becoming a part of their customers. And if you look at the entirety of this YouTube channel, I am the antithesis of that. I don't even know. I condemn that. We do not do that here. We will never do that here. I tell you to avoid your friends and family, and I tell you actually how to leverage them for training, never to sell them whatsoever. So not bad. It's a good video. The first half of it was great. He didn't say anything negative about it other than the recruiting tactics. That's it. And we know that. So once again, when people sit there and they claim network marketing is a scam, this video, great. This video's got, let me see here. Video has 68,000 views from 4 years ago. Again, 534,000 subscribers to a channel. It's awesome. Appreciate that, man. But you validated things we said. It's direct sales. It's selling to your market, warm market, cold market. The tactics are, I don't care for them as far as the way people use them, but literally you try to sell product and then recruit people to do the same. So I think we're making some good ground here. Hopefully this content is helping you out. And when you're trying to recruit, you go, ooh, I shouldn't do that. Watch some more of Izzo's videos. And I got to make sure that I have integrity with that. Or when somebody challenges you, oh, you're in a pyramid scam. Now you're starting to see, I appreciate that. It's not a scam. It's not a dishonest, illegal, immoral scam. It's a process of trying to sell product by me doing it and then recruiting others to sell it. And it'll give you more confidence in your business to do it professionally and change the industry with me, change the network marketing culture. So I appreciate this. You guys have a great day. Like and subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video.